You may be seated.
I'm pleased for now section. You're on the record. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Here on the record in case number 23 CP43 Scott Burre versus Derek P. Ott. Sir, you're Mr. Burre?
Yes, you are.
All right. So we're here because you filed a petition for a civil stalking protection order. The court can issue a civil stalking protection order if you demonstrate that the respondent has engaged in menacing by stalking involving you or your family. That order can last up to 5 years. But that comes later. We issue the order, the full order, after a full hearing in which Mr. Ott has had the opportunity to appear and defend himself. Today we are looking at whether or not to issue a temporary order of protection that would last until we have that full hearing. Mr. Ott is not here. Mr. Ott is not aware of these proceedings. And for those reasons, the standard for issuing a temporary order of protection is somewhat higher than it is for the full order of protection. We can issue a temporary order of protection if the court finds that the applicant is in immediate and present danger and for good cause needs the temporary order of protection. So today that's kind of what we're looking at, is whether or not there's immediate and present danger and whether a temporary order of protection is necessary to protect you in this case. So I've read your statements that you made, which are entered into the record under oath, but usually what I do is I'll place a petitioner under oath and you can kind of summarize everything for me about why you feel there's an immediate and present danger, and if there are any questions I can ask you at that time. Does that sound like a plan?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right. So again, I've read your statement, but do you just want to summarize why you think that there's an immediate and present danger in this matter?
It's essentially summarizing the statement I provided. Since November of 2022, there's been over 78 Facebook posts when I made this statement. Those continue to grow regarding me, my wife,
started way before
my
that.
This last 3 days ago. The majority of those claiming justice is needed for a situation I think 14-year-old son was involved in almost 2.5 years ago.
Hell yes, it is.
Handled through the legal system. It was very
No, it was
public.
not.
He continuously states it wasn't handled correctly, and there's some sort of cover-up.
Not a single media network will report on it.
For his own agenda and narrative. For these reasons, he states he's taking justice into his own hands.
Not justice, maybe
Makes me
action.
fear for my safety, my family, myself, while at home, at work, and while we're in the community.
Kind of like your rape victims.
I've been in this community my entire life, this county.
That's going to change.
Worked here for 26 years, the last 15 as a principal. I was a coach before that. So
yeah, you were my coach.
people Not being happy with me is not something new. This is raised to a level for me that I've never felt before in my.
We're just getting
my
started,
life,
buddy.
In my work life. I've been in several stressful situations, and this is probably the most stressful situation I've ever been in. Just walking into this courthouse today with the chance of seeing him is
Oh, you'll definitely be seeing me in court.
put a burden on me. It's dating back to the beginning of this, back in the fall of 2022.
Way before that.
When he started stating that you and your children deserve justice in reference to justice from my family. Claiming my wife maliciously prosecuted him.
She did.
Without evidence.
Withheld evidence.
Put his kids in foster care in retaliation.
Correct. For trying to have
We still
her
have our jobs.
held responsible.
Claiming there's no justice for victims, and he's
Over
he's
16
taking matters
years.
into his own hands. I don't know what that means, and
Means
back
I'm
then in
exposing your lies.
November of 2022. Those are just words. Over the last couple of weeks, those have become more than just words.
They become peaceful protests.
He's emailed our school board stating these people in practice need to be held responsible, indicating me, posted pictures of me, stating fired is the goal, referred to my wife as a swamp donkey,
Because she is.
and states she put his kids in foster care for profit while maliciously prosecuting me is what he believes.
That's what happened. It's proven in
So
court.
about this August, he started creating signs, justice for Burre rapes,
Sign's been around way longer than that. You just saw them.
walking in front of this courthouse with those signs, posted on his truck.
Every chance I get.
Posted on his social media. With about 8/18, he created this hashtag Justice for Burre Rapes to tag on the majority of his posts moving forward. In October, he was on school grounds.
No, I was not. You're a liar.
Played freshman
I'd be
football.
on camera if I
claiming
was.
that he's violating Smith and Kangaroo Cleary's orders to be around his son.
That was the year prior.
Also in October, posted a picture of the son.
And I was
Fair,
coaching.
claiming he's free, not in jail.
Still free, not in
Posted
jail.
fingers to multiple judges and magistrates.
And I'll do it again.
What really kind of got this ball rolling was 10/22 when he stated, in reference to an article of a judge being shot and killed in his driveway, not all heroes wear capes. And once
Freedom
it
of
started grabbing my
speech.
attention of, what's this guy capable of?
Whatever it takes.
Then at the end of October, he started to, he was going to put these Justice for Burre rape signs all over town, again, reference to my minor son. 11/8, stated he'll do everything legally possible before I sacrifice my freedom. 11/13, he started placing these signs on our campus of my work at Lancaster High School.
Never been on campus. Haven't been on school property in a long time.
So on 11/16
He's a liar.
is when I filed a report with LPD. So that was a device from my superiors.
The other
He's now
people
coming
helping
on
cover up
campus.
rapes. His superiors.
And again, another alarming statement that 11/16, if anyone needs guns or ammo in Lancaster, Ditmar Sales is a place to buy them.
Still is.
Ditmar
Freedom of
Sales is a
speech.
place to buy them in all caps. Then 11/16 stated, Scott, you're a worm of a man. I'll be doing laps when school, letting in and out of my place. He can enjoy the view of my signs from his office.
Public property, freedom of speech. Nothing you can do about it, Scotty.
11/19, he posted court docs for my minor son. 11/20,
Public records.
posted that my wife sold his kids into foster care.
True
And
story.
they referenced that
08DR355.
he
Look it up.
himself is killed. Who to send information to continue his story.
You're goddamn right.
Kinds of comments have really alarmed me. He has made multiple laps around LHS campus in the van.
I'd take my kids to and
Scores
from
missile
school.
time while I stand on duty.
Never seen you since
Roughly
21.
6 to 8 feet from me. 3 feet if I'm standing on the curb and he's driving on the
Don't
right
stand
side.
in the road, Scott. You won't get hit.
Road right there in front of our main entrance. Those occur 11, 14, 15, 16, 20, and then yesterday, the 27th, at 2:43 and 2:49, driving, that's right in front of our main entrance. on my duty. 11/22, again, this all picked up middle November. 11/22, I started received counseling services.
For alcoholism, hopefully.
Counseling that I've never done in my life.
Yeah, you definitely need it.
So it's something new to me, and those are going to continue. Then as recently of 11/24 states that 300 more signs will be here on December 5th.
Wristbands are on the way for
And
court,
the
buddy.
signs referencing my minor son. So,
And your
summation of
negligence
this,
of
the
stopping the
following
rapes.
reasons, I fear for my safety, the safety of my family. I've been demonstrating excessive behaviors of my family for over a year, with over 70 posts on Facebook and continuing. Continues to publicly say he's seeking justice against my family. He blames my wife.
I tried to
for
file
children
grievances
being
against
placed
your
or
wife
sold
when she
into
was a
foster
CPS
care.
director
He wants to be
14
fired,
years ago.
continue driving in close proximity to me at any chance he gets. Stay at all heroes. That the heroes shoot and kill public officials and shares where the best place to buy guns and ammo in town is.
Never said any of that, you fucking liar.
Self-claiming to defy court orders and makes me and my family scared to think what will you escalate to next.
I don't follow unconstitutional orders, and I won't follow any
People about the community
unconstitutional
share their
orders.
concerns for our safety in regards to his actions towards us and his conversations about us. As a principal of Lancaster High
Free
School,
speech.
sergeant,
Don't let your fucking kid rape people.
2,000 people daily. I ask that safety be provided for me.
We ask you be removed from the school because for the same reason, we want safety provided to our children.
Family's fearful to be in this community for fear of running into Derek Gut in public
Then get the
areas.
fuck out of our town.
You know,
I'm not going anywhere.
Worked in this community, several ties in this community.
Yeah, too many. They're covering up rapes for you.
Will not come down here. Response to his actions.
Always
Offensive
crying.
service to his behaviors and claims against my family, not just against me, but my children and my wife. Your Honor,
I'm concerned for your children. You got a little kid with that rapist. That's fucking very concerning. Has CPS investigated
public
you?
figure
Maybe we should all send CPS over to your house.
It doesn't sit behind a desk at work. It's out and about, outside our building, outside at public events.
Mingling with children.
I don't feel safe.
We want you gone, Scott. We don't
in
feel
this community
safe.
that I've grown up in.
All right. Well, as you indicated, you are a public official, which does complicate things.
Because it's publicly
degree.
protected free
Obviously,
speech, motherfuckers.
He has every right to email the school board and ask that you
You're
be
goddamn right I do.
This country has a long history of the right to petition the government to redress grievances. However, clearly his actions are going above and beyond merely seeking the redress of grievances. And for those reasons, I will find that there is immediate and present danger, and for good cause.
Good thing I can appeal everything.
Issue the temporary orders of protection. So I'm going to go over these. If you have questions, now would be a time to ask. The court orders a respondent, Derek
Ready for federal lawsuits,
shall not
buddy.
harm, attempt to harm, threaten, follow, stalk, harass, force sexual relations upon, or commit sexual
Oh yeah, what's that part again? Say that again.
protected persons.
What are we not
named in this
supposed to do?
order. Respondent shall not enter or interfere with the
Nobody
residence,
should be raping
school,
anyone,
business,
ever.
place of employment, daycare centers, or child care providers of the protected persons named in this order, including the buildings and grounds and parking lots.
Why don't you
at
go ahead and
those
list where all
locations.
those kids are so we know
So,
where not to go, especially the rapist.
Obviously,
Where's he
the
going to
Lancaster
school?
High School campus, parking lots, grounds of Lancaster High School, or
I've never
other
posted
Lancaster
anything on.
schools to the extent that those
You guys
your
are fucking
places of
ridiculous. If
employment.
I did, it'd be on camera.
And the places of employment and schools.
Driving
of
by
your
the school
children
with
and
signs
spouse.
is not harassment.
So
Freedom of speech, political, protected,
I'm
free
not-
speech.
particularly familiar with whether those roads around the high school are public roads.
Public,
or if
buddy. Cops
they're,
told me.
private roads, but we'll get to that here in a second. Obviously, not in the parking lots of the high school, not on any of their grounds.
Never was.
Respondents should not interfere with your right to occupy your residence, including but not limited to canceling utilities, insurance, interrupting telecommunication services, mail delivery, or delivery of other documents. The respondent shall stay away from you and all the protected persons named in this order and not be present within 500 feet of you, wherever or any other protected
Like when your
person.
wife comes and tears down my
Wherever,
signs on
you
camera
may be
on my
found,
street, dipshit, you're violating
any
the order
place
now.
that he knows or should know that you are or likely to be, even with your permission.
Got
If he
cameras of your
accidentally
wife,
comes into contact with
pictures
you,
of her on my
in a
street
public or private
harassing
place,
me.
he must depart immediately. Now, this particular part of the order does include encounters on public and private roads. So if you are standing on a curb directing traffic or supervising dismissals or whatever, whether it's a public road or private road or highway, he is not allowed within 500 feet of you on that road. So to the extent that you're out and about, he can't come down those public roads. The respondent should not remove, damage, hide, or dispose of any property, companion animals, or pets owned or possessed by the protected person.
Don't forget violating my Second Amendment rights.
So respondent shall not initiate or have any contact with the protected persons named in this order or their residences, businesses, places of employment, schools, daycare centers, or child care providers. That is a little bit complicated by the fact that it sounds like his
Kids
child
go to
maybe
school there.
attends
Yeah, the
school
cop
at
said there's not shit you can
Lancaster
do
High
about
School,
it. I
and
can take my
sometimes
kids
there
to
may
and
be
from school.
contact between the school and him. I don't know the circumstances of that, and prejudging any contact he may have. But if he's contacting the school,
He
that
also
would be a
claims I'm a
violation of the order
stranger, and that was a lie.
would need to be addressed by this court or by another court. So, contact includes, but is not limited to, landline, cordless, cellular, digital telephone, text, instant messaging, fax, email, voicemail, delivery service, social media, blogging, writings, electronic communications, posting a message, or communications by any other means directly or through
Well, that
another
got
person.
violated when I filed my
Again,
response to this because I
There are
had to email
complicated
it to him.
facts surrounding this, and I can't prejudge whether or not posting a sign somewhere in Lancaster that's not meant to contact you directly is a violation of this order.
Free
The only
public
thing I can say
postings,
is
freedom-
if you
freedom
believe
of
the order's been
political
violated,
speech.
contact law enforcement, and the appropriate determinations will be made based on the
Ha!
facts of the purported contact, if that makes sense. Let's see. Respondents shall not use any form of electronic surveillance on the protected persons.
Come to my
I don't
house,
know
tear
if
down
he
my
films
signs,
you,
you're
but
getting fucking photographed and videoed. I don't care what they
has in the
say.
past, he's not permitted to. Respondent shall not cause or encourage any person to do any act prohibited by this order. Respondent shall
appeal
not
it,
possess
'cause
or
it's
carry or obtain deadly
unconstitutional.
weapons while this order remains in effect.
Don't
I
own
have
any.
checked the box that respondent shall turn over all deadly weapons owned by respondent
The sheriff didn't collect any because I don't own any.
to the law enforcement agency that serves respondent with this order immediately upon service of this order. So when the sheriff, presumably will be the sheriff, serves him with this order, he will need to turn over any firearms he has
Yeah, come and take them.
at that time. Does that generally address your concerns, or is there anything else that you feel is left?
Your Honor, the question is the social media. Where is that?
Political
So he's
free
not allowed to
speech.
contact you on social media.
That's where it's at.
If he posts about you on social media, and it's clear that he intends that post, even if you're not tagged in it or directed to it, if he clearly intends that post be seen by you, that is probably a violation of the order. I'm talking hypothetically now.
Nothing's
because
for
it
him. It's
depends
for
on
the
facts
residents of the
situation.
county.
I know that's not a great answer. It depends on the facts of,
Correct.
Instead of the law.
Typically, when somebody is posting on social media about somebody else in a public forum, they do intend for that other person to see it. Whether or not, again, that depends on the facts of the particular post, okay?
Well, let's read them all in court and find out.
Okay. So, a couple of administrative things. Obviously, this order will be effective until
Until I repeal it at court, at trial.
May 28th of 2024, or until we have the hearing and to make a determination relating to the full order on this petition, whichever comes first.
You're not going
It
to
will
drag this
probably
out
be
6 months like a
The
custody
intention is to have a
proceeding.
decision on the full order first. So this will get us to that determination. Sometimes that can take, after we have the hearing, depending on how much evidence is presented, it can take a little while to make a decision.
To come up with bullshit
This will be in
remedial
effect
appeal.
until that time. He will need to be served with this by the Fairfield County Sheriff's Office. That can take anywhere from a day to a couple of days.
Oh, I accepted that
Depending on
service real quick. The whole goal is to
how
get this on the
easily they're
record and
able
in
to
court.
locate him. So, as far as immediate effect, I mean, I can't say, but hopefully they'll get it to him quickly and we can go from there. We are required, since we're issuing a protective order, the temporary order that is, to have a full hearing, or at least try to have a full hearing within 10 days. So,
Drug it out
10
6 months
days
in my
puts
custody
us
case.
at around December 12th.
Here we are, over a month later.
Let's see what we have.
February 22nd, 9 a.m. Everybody show up. 224 East Main Street, 2nd floor. Burre versus Utt. Be there. Public hearing. They can't not let you in.
As far as full hearings, as far as a full hearing goes, sometimes these can last a couple of hours. Is there a better time, morning, afternoon?
What works good for
Anything
you,
like
Scott?
that?
Why don't you tell the magistrate what to do here?
Afternoon, probably.
All right, December 12th is open. I'm going to schedule it for 1:30.
I'm sure Scott appreciates that.
What day is that?
That is a Tuesday.
You want to check with his wife and they're her boss real quick too,
Will
so
that
everybody
work?
can be there. Her boss is the governor, for anybody who doesn't already
All
know.
right, so December 12th, 1:30. At that time, you'll need to prepare to present your case as to why you're entitled to the civil stalking protection order.
He's not, because he's a fucking liar.
I see you have a couple of exhibits with you today. Bring those back with you at that time. If you have any digital exhibits, make sure they're in a format that can be left with the court. So
He
if you
won't,
got
because he's a
video,
fucking liar.
put it on a flash drive. If you got pictures on your
Didn't
phone,
post on school
either
property,
print
didn't
them
yell
or
at him,
download
didn't
them
honk at him.
somehow off your phone onto a flash drive.
Because my horn
so it
doesn't
can be
work,
left with
as
the
was
court.
demonstrated to the cop that pulled me over that claimed the same bullshit lies.
If you need any witnesses
Let's do this,
to
buddy.
testify on your behalf at that time, they need to be present. If you need subpoenas,
Let's bring
to
them
be
all.
issued to
Let's
compel
bring
those
Cliff
witnesses to
Reynolds.
attend.
Let's bring
You can get the forms from the clerk of
your
court's
attendance
office.
officer,
those subpoenas issued
Ashley
on your
Rainier. Let's bring Melissa Roundhouse.
It's
Let's
entirely
bring them
possible
all.
that when Mr. Utt gets served with this, he will ask for an extension of time.
Goddamn
or
right. And I
he
got
won't
an
be served
attorney.
in time for the full hearing. So I do encourage you to call or contact the victim advocate sometime prior to that full hearing to make sure that it is actually going forward.
Why don't you give the rape victims victim advocates?
So maybe
Why
not
didn't
Monday
they get
or
them?
the Friday
Huh?
before.
Why is Scott getting a victim
I will call
advocate? He's
the
not a
court,
fucking
call the
victim.
advocate to make sure that we are intending on proceeding at that time.
This concludes your
Right.
corruption for the day.
I think that about does it. Do you have
Think
any
that about
questions?
does it.
before we
Anybody
adjourn?
else's rights you want to violate?
All right. Then
Fucking
that will
hell.
conclude this hearing today. We'll see you back on the 12th. Thank you.
I'll be there, and so will hundreds of others.